Good morning, everybody. Dees corn is kind of leading the way in the overnight here. The market seemed to have really separated themselves from the Iranian news. There's not much going on there. Crude's not doing anything today, and even when it does, it seems like the markets don't really associate themselves with that right now. So maybe it's a bigger picture underlying piece of it, but not the day to day right now. December corn's up 3.25 at 487.5. It has kind of gone through that target that I had mentioned to you, that 487. We're basically on it now, right? We poked through it in the overnight here. Everything down here looks fine as far as indicators go. You're not overbought. Good little strength, riding the 5-day up, which is this green line. I don't have a great reason why it would continue up a lot more though right now. Just doesn't seem like the right time. Seems like this has been a pretty good move here. I would guess that we're due for a little bit of a break here. Whether that turns into a bigger break or not, I don't know that either. This has acted strong for sure, but it just doesn't seem like it would have the fundamental reasoning to continue this move all the way back up to the highs without some kind of a break here. So even though we are acting strong, and even though I don't have anything to point at other than the fact that we've gotten to this target, it just seems to me that this is a little bit overdone in the short term. So we'll pay attention to that. We have, like I said, gotten to that target. If we continue through this high, which is 488.5 in the overnight, then you just have to point towards back up towards the highs, right? And I will say that the weekly chart looks solid. It's got some separation on the stochastic, suggesting lingering upside momentum for the next 1 to 3 weeks. So that is all still possible. It looks like the next target there would be about 11 cents higher from where we are today. Obviously, that is versus the old crop, not the new, but the new will kind of hang in with that as well. So right now, looking at this target, obviously resistance 488.5, the overnight high. Support is going to be the overnight low, also the 5-day at 483.5. So yeah, we'll just watch that price action and see what wants to take place in the short term. Moving into soybeans, acting somewhat strong, but again, nothing too crazy here. We broke through that trend line, but haven't been able to follow through. Had a pretty ugly day there last week. Have just kind of chopped sideways. Did break through. Let me see. That's 1160. 1160.5. So we did break through that little high there last night, but we're below it now. Beans are up 3 and at 1158.75. So the overnight high of 1160.5 will be short-term resistance. And if you can get through that, then you're going to try to run back up to this 1164 area and then retest the highs at 1174. Again, it doesn't act like it wants to do much. We're just still stuck in this sideways range. We'll know this doesn't want to follow through if we go through this low from last week of 1151.5. Nothing special down here. This is a little bit oversold, but it's also not really showing any signs that it wants to just jump up right now. Volume's been decreasing, so pretty dead market right now. Kind of waiting. It's waiting for some information. Just still doing this consolidation move here. I did want to show you KC wheat again, just because it did kind of do what we had talked about. So we broke out, retested the 5-day, just as we talked about last week, held that, closed a little bit off its lows, tried to take off last night, but hasn't followed through. So that's the other thing that makes me a little nervous for corn is this is really a strong move out and just can't get going. I would still guess it's going to. It hasn't done anything to the downside. It's still kind of just chopping around, consolidating to the side here. So I would guess you're going to have another move higher here, but surprised it didn't go ahead and follow through with that last night after retesting the 5-day. So it's currently just down to 678.75. Support is the 5-day at 675.5, and resistance will be that high from last Friday of 697. So, but this doesn't look great here to the downside. So yeah, if this fails, that's not going to look good for corn either. In another market that really wants to break out, looks like it should break out, technically looks like it should break out, has some fundamental reasonings because of the dryness, but just can't seem to get going. So yeah, we'll see what that price action does. I would say that this is going to be a catalyst though for what corn can do in the short term. All right, everybody have a great day. We will pay attention to those price levels, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.